This is James Lupton. Delighted to be joined with Frankie Stringer. Frankie, how are you, mate?
I'm all good, James. How are you?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Fight coming around pretty soon. A couple of weeks away now,
Yeah.
14th of December. Just talk to me a little bit about camp. It's been quite a while. You've had a little fight out in, I think it's Dubai. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But it's been a bit of a frustrating year for you, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I've knew about this show for a good while, so I've been in the gym now. I'd say the time I fight, I think I've done an 11, 12 week camp, so it's been good, know what I mean? But I was just worrying because they left it late to announce it, know what I mean? So I was thinking, is it gonna happen? And I want to get out before Christmas, but I'm made up it's here now in Liverpool the 14th, so can't wait.
Is it always a nicer buzz when it's a home fight in Liverpool?
Yeah, it's just on your door, innit? There was rumours Cardiff. Cardiff's a terrible trip, you know what I mean? I would have, don't get me wrong, would have been good to fight somewhere different, but just you're at home, man, you're at there, so, and then you'll have more people coming to watch you, so I'm made up.
I mean, you say it's been about, by the time Fight Night comes around, 11 to 12 week camp, you're always in the gym, in there day in, day out. You live down the Rotunda.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite camp life, but you're always in there.
Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about gym life and the boys in the gym. And obviously, you've been there a long, long time. It's been a big part of your life, Rotunda.
Yeah. Yeah. Been there since I was eight years of age, so it's my second home. When I'm not at home, I'm in there, you know what I mean? So, and now we've got a good few fighters in there now, so it's a good buzz. You've got Josh Taylor's back down. Hopefully he's got fight news soon. You're beefy. Darren Till. You've just got loads to look up to and watch in the gym. So it's a boss place to be at the minute.
You mentioned there, obviously, the former world champions, Josh Taylor, Beefy's your manager as well. Darren
Yeah.
Till has done it in the UFC and although in a different sport, he's been at the highest level and I suppose the biggest exposure as well. Obviously, he's crossed over into boxing. We'll come on to that in a bit, but just talk to me about learning from those fighters because you're still, a young fighter in the game.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Beefy's been like my main sparring partner for this, to be honest. I've been doing a good few rounds with him, so in the middle of the rounds, after the rounds, he's telling you you're doing this wrong and try this and like so you're learning a lot and to have a world champion who's been in the game and done it all, it's unbelievable and he'll bring you on leaps and bounds and he has done this camp and I can't wait to put it all into display.
How good is that for you as a young fighter to get the advice, obviously, not only from a former world champion, say you also your manager, but in between rounds of sparring as well, because almost in the action, you may not be sort of taking everything on board or noticing things where
Yeah.
he's picking up on it and giving it to you there and then.
That's what I mean. He sees faults in your game. He sees what you're doing well. Try and do this more. Stop doing this with your lead and just everything. It's just you wouldn't get that off a normal spar when kids are coming down to spar because it's a intense spar and you're trying to win the spar, aren't you? When other people are coming down, but with him, I know I'm not going to win the spar, so it's fucking just about learning and doing trying new things with him and try and implement that in the fight because that's what sparring's there for, to learn, to try new shots, to try new things, and hopefully put it all into the place fight night. So it'll be good.
Obviously, I know sparring's different to fighting and fight night, but for you, is it also another benefit to be sparring a former world champion when you get in their fight night? It's going to be somebody who's obviously not on the level of Beefy.
That's what I mean. I've been sparring Pierce as well. Pierce and Beefy being my main, and the two animals. Pierce is strong as an ox, and then you've got Beefy. So it's like if I'm sparring them and I'm learning off them when I get into fight night and I'm boxing, I'm not going to box anyone nowhere near that level. So hopefully it does come into play. Well, it will. I know it will because you're not getting better sparring than that, and it's putting me on leaps and bounds.
Let's talk about the deal with Boxer. It came a little bit out of the blue. So you said you'd known about this fight night coming up for quite a while. How
Yeah,
long has the deal been in place with Boxer, and how did that come about? Because for me, I was shocked because obviously I know you've fought on Boxer shows before when it's been on
yeah,
Beefy undercards, but Beefy and Ben Shalom seemed to part on not good terms. So I was quite shocked
yeah.
you signed with him, considering Beefy's your manager.
Yeah, no, what a few have said that to me. So Beefy's done that got me in and sorted me. So I could not tell you, but I've knew about it now for a good few months. But and then I knew about the show was happening, but I was just stressed because it was getting closer and closer to time, and nothing was getting announced. So I knew I had the deal, but it was just I wanted to get out before Christmas. So I want to fight. I've done. I've done a camp, so it wouldn't have been nothing worse doing a full camp and then end up not fighting. So I'm made up, yeah, and it's Sky and it boss platform for me to showcase what I'm about. So cannot wait, James.
Does it show, obviously, Beefy's got your best interests at heart as well when he's putting his own personal,
Yeah.
potential feelings aside with Ben Shalom to get you that deal to make sure you're on the best platform, like you say, with Sky?
That's what I mean. I'm very close to Biffy. I've been since I was a kid. Know what I mean? I look up to him and I know he's going to be trying his best to do anything for what helps me and benefits me and makes me have a better life and try and achieve my goals. So he's one person who I can trust and will. I do know that he's going to get me good deals and hopefully make it in the sport.
Obviously, top of the card is Tasha Jonas.
Yeah,
Again, a Scouser. I mentioned about how you like fighting in Liverpool. Is it also a
right.
big buzz when it's a, world title fight, Scouser on top of it as well?
Yeah. Makes it
Still got you.
I mean,
Yep,
it makes it better because the atmosphere is going to be boss, and it's only in the exhibition centre, so it's going to be nice and small, and it's going to be rammed, and the atmosphere is going to be boss. So Scousers come out, don't they? But when it's one of their own, they come out, and I think the show is going to be absolutely boss. It's going to be bouncing in there.
were you surprised it's in the exhibition centre and not the arena? Because obviously we've seen plenty of fights at the arena. I think the last one, Tasha Jones headline was Michaela May, and I was there, and that
Yeah.
was packed out to the rafters. And you mentioned the atmosphere and the noise. It's going to be sort of tenfold by the time you get into the exhibition centre because of the noise,
Yeah.
and it's going to be flying
Mm.
around.
So where it only got announced 4 weeks out, I did think it was going to be in there because it they left it a bit late, haven't they? It's a bit too soon to be trying to sell out the Echo. No, if it was a good, if they let them know 8 9 weeks before, I think it would have been in the Echo. But where it's a last minute one, I think they'd struggle. You know what I mean? To sell that out in that short space. But the exhibition centre still holds, I think, 4,000 something. So it'll be bouncing there, to be honest.
Definitely. You mentioned earlier Darren Till. Let's come on to him and his fight coming up. Firstly, talk to us about the last. I mean, he's been in the gym what 18 months, 2 years at least. Talk about his progression in training.
Well, he's very good, you know. Like people are going to be surprised. They think he can't box, but I've seen him day in and day out in the gym, and he's getting sparring partners, and he's flattening them, and he's sparring good kids, and like he's sparring at Jameson, know that one who the heavyweight from, was he on the boxers? Sure, he's been on the boxers show. The Scottish lad is it? He was sparring him. He's good, know what I mean? And he's very good, and people are gonna his reactions, his sharpness. I think I think people are going to be get a shock because he's very good and I can see him the way he's performing in the gym. If he puts that into fight night, people are going to be shocked and see a Darren Till win.
Obviously, with Darren in the UFC, he, as I mentioned earlier, performing at a very high level. Do you feel he's performed at a higher level than Tommy Fury ever has, albeit in a different sport?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Tommy Fury, what hardest fight to is it? Jake Paul, KSI, you know what I mean? Darren Till's fought the UFC champ now. And he nearly stopped him in the second round. He's boxed Woodley, um, Cerrone, Stephen Wonderboy. He's been at the top, fighting the top fellas in that sport for years. And Tommy's really new. How many pro fighters he had? He hasn't even had 10 fights, has he?
It's about 10, yeah, 10 to
Know
12.
what I mean? So he's still a bit novice as well. So don't get me wrong, it'll be a good fight because he's a boxer. He's boxed all his life around his brother, so it'll be a good fight. But I just think if Darren performs the way he is in the gym and the way he's looking, it's going to be a very hard fight for Tommy Fury.
I think I see you do an interview with another outlet, and I think you said that you feel Darren Till could knock Tommy Fury out. Do you think that's the way it ends?
Do you know why? Because he's getting sparring partners in, and he's flattening them. He's like he must punch hard because he's getting in lumps, like lumps. 120 kids, massive, and he's putting them over, and every one of them say, "Wow, he hits like a truck." And I've seen the way he hits them, and he must have scary power. I wouldn't like to get it with it anyway, I'll tell you that, because people get shocked. And think what is it, 10 ounce gloves that they're having on. He's gonna it's gonna be an hard night. I think he can stop him, but I think he could outbox him as well because he's sharp and his reactions and his punch power, that'll be good enough for him to beat him.
Do you think the weight is of any concern? Because this will be, I'm assuming, the heaviest Darren's ever competed at. Um,
Yeah,
I know when he sort of came into the gym, he was looking at, potentially cruiserweight being his weight.
yeah,
And a lot was made of the promotional day where he came in, and there was obviously a bit of weight around his belly.
yeah. See that? Yeah, yeah.
Um,
We had a laugh about that, to be honest.
but is that going to be a problem for him, coming in heavier?
No, because he's a lump. You've seen the size of him. He's a big lad. Don't get me wrong, Tommy's a big lad as well, but Aaron's a lump. His hands, his legs. He's a big lump, and I don't think the weight to be a problem now, because I think Darren's going to be stronger in every department, to be honest. So I don't think weight to be an issue now.
And at the press conference, we really saw Darren Till versus John Fury. Um, in terms of this and the Misfits promotions and all the build up, does this all sort of play into Darren's hands? He loves this sort of thing.
Yeah, know what I mean? The Darren that know me are doing that, weren't they? They were being respectful. Darren said, I'm not being respectful," and just switched it, didn't he? So it was good because it's going to sell the fight even more if it's pay-per-view. He's sold it even more just off that. So he's not soft, Darren, and he just loves it, lad. He's a like I said in that interview the other day, he's a barn pot. He just he's a madman and just loves the fight and he's got the personality and everyone, it's either love or hate him. He gets trolled on Twitter, but he loves that. You know what I mean? He lives for that. So he's a funny lad.
So you mentioned a good point there, love him or hate him. That sells
Yeah,
tickets either way. People are going to tune in to watch him either knock Tommy out or get knocked out himself.
that's what I mean. That's why he's not soft. They either want him to get knocked out or knock them out. So the same with Jake Paul. Like people hate him and he's ruining but they all tune in. Do you see how many tuned in on Netflix? So you can think of it what you want. He's not bothered because he's getting paid and he's getting views. So you can either pay for them to get knocked out or win. So it doesn't matter for them, does it?
And for Darren, do you think his future lies in Misfits and that influence aside because the money is there? Or do you think, is there a genuine desire to, get his license, go pro and, really climb up the ladder?
No, I think he wants to do this because I think he'll when he beats Tommy, then he'll probably get the KSI fight, and then that's a lot of money. Beats KSI, then you could be talking to Jake Pauls. I know it's like you're thinking a bit too over but that's what could happen. And then he's saying he wants to go back in the UFC. Once he's made a bit of money in this, he's generally like saying, "I'm going back into the UFC." So I hope it all works out because it's easy money. This Misfits, but it's, you know what I mean. It's the level's terrible, and it's just social media, isn't it? Just Instagram, TikTok, and they're getting paid a lot of money. So I can see him doing well in this, and then if he's keeping his word, he's saying he's going back to the UFC.
Absolutely. So potentially we can see a knockout for Frankie Stringer, a knockout from Darren Till. Two good
Yeah,
wins under in that case.
100%. And then I'll be telling him to make sure you get me on the next Misfits card.
Who are you fighting on there?
Oh, I don't know. Anyone.
Frankie Stringer versus Bevo.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good.
Frankie, perfect. Thank you very much for your time. All the best of luck, and I'll speak to you soon.
Nice one. Thanks, James.